We process a continuous, overwhelming flood of raw data every single day. We carry libraries in our pockets and have instant access to almost every recorded fact in human history. We assume this accumulation makes us wise, yet we see a glaring contradiction. Highly educated individuals, people with advanced degrees and immense processing power, frequently act without a trace of conscience. Survival skills and a high capacity for facts do not guarantee wisdom. This philosophical text highlights a critical distinction. Under the header, "Knowledge is not information," it defines information as passive data, a date, a formula, a statistic. It sits in the mind like a stone on a shelf, inert and waiting. Reading further down, the essay defines true knowledge as something active. It is the specific ability to pause, analyze a situation, and separate a conscious choice from a primal reaction. Information merely tests our memory. True knowledge changes how a human being navigates their own life, forcing them to decide what they ought to do next. Deep within that capacity to choose is the seed of right, an internal compass that recognizes what is just or unjust before a single word is spoken. A scientist pursuing the truth of a physical law, a carpenter mastering the grain of a piece of wood, and an artist studying human emotion are all walking the same path. Deep engagement with any discipline leads straight to this moral clarity. This leads to a difficult question. If reaching this clarity grants us so much power over our own actions, why do we so frequently lack it? We look away. We recognize truths about our relationships, our careers, and our societies that we are fully capable of understanding, and we deliberately turn our backs on them. Widespread ignorance is a calculated, defensive choice to look the other way. We fear knowledge because it creates obligation. True ignorance is comfortable. When you genuinely do not know that a behavior is harmful, your conscience remains quiet. It asks nothing of you. But the moment that internal compass clicks into place, the moment you see the truth clearly, neutrality is destroyed. You can no longer pretend you don't know. You are now entirely responsible for what you do next. Acting on that truth is a constant struggle. It requires a daily effort against your own comfort, pushing the weight of responsibility up a hill that never levels out. We build psychological defenses to cope. We invent stories where we play the role of fearless warriors, wearing masks of confidence to hide from our own inaction. Yet our most visceral fears bypass those masks. The things that keep you up at night act as a map, pointing directly to the attachments and comforts you are most afraid of losing. Rejecting knowledge is a calculated act of self-preservation to avoid the weight of moral action. We see this mechanism of self-deception in our daily routines, especially in how we lie to ourselves about our physical health. This fitness guide addresses those lies directly. Under the heading Stomach and Chest specifically, it strips away the excuses we make for our routines. It points to the uncomfortable truths we usually avoid, fixing sleep and cutting liquid calories. We often treat motivation as an energy that either exists or doesn't. In reality, motivation is the discomfort of recognizing the gap between your current habits and what you know you should be doing. Closing that gap takes the brutal honesty to name your real habits and stack small adjustments, like eating slower or walking for 15 minutes. In both our health habits and our larger principles, progress starts by choosing the burden of truth over a comfortable lie. There is a final constraint on human understanding. Every piece of knowledge we acquire operates on a strict deadline. Universal truths do not age. They will remain true forever, but our personal window of opportunity to use them is narrow, and it is rapidly closing. The final lines of this document offer a sobering warning. After time has passed, knowledge can only be shared. It can no longer be put to one's own use. Understanding courage only after the danger has passed, or kindness only after a relationship is broken, turns that knowledge into a legacy of regret. You can inspire others, but you cannot repair your own inaction. The safety of ignorance is a fantasy. We have to face the obligations of truth while we still have the hours left to act on them. Seeking what is right and carrying the weight of that clarity before the clock runs out is the only real measure of being fully alive.